All right, gun voters in northern Johnson County, Matthew Sergent or Brandon Phelps, who can you count on to fight for your gun rights in the Missouri House? Stay tuned, guys. We're breaking this race down for you right now. Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. The August primary, it's right around the corner, and a lot of you are asking us about Brandon Phelps versus Matthew Sergent for House District 54. It's the northern half of Johnson County, and it's an open seat primary, so none of these guys have been in office before. And of course, everyone says they're pro-gun. It's Missouri in a Republican Party primary. So the question that you've asked us is, how do we know who we can trust? Who can we count on to not just campaign on our gun rights, but actually fight for our gun rights once they're elected? The question has, frankly, never been more important, as we have all kinds of Republicans now, both here in Jeff City and Washington, D.C., who actively campaign on our gun rights and then betray us once they're in office. We have right now, for example, here in Missouri, Lieutenant Governor candidate Lincoln Huff, who has actively voted in Jeff City to oppose stand your ground law and to support red flag gun seizures. So party labels don't count for much where our gun rights are concerned. What we've done in this race is compile everything we know about these candidates from our candidate survey program, from their public statements, from their websites, and any other place we can to give you guys a snapshot on how we think they might vote if they're elected to the Missouri House. We're going to begin with Brandon Phelps. Now, the bottom line about Brandon Phelps is that he is, look at this guy's face. That is, let's be honest, that is the face of a shifty guy who does not want to tell you where he stands. And so, frankly, it was no surprise to us that Brandon Phelps refused to complete his candidate survey from the Missouri Firearms Coalition. Hundreds and hundreds of candidates from across the state, from the governor's office to pretty much county dog catcher, have answered our candidate survey, but Brandon Phelps, in that smug little face, refused to do it. What that means in our experience, when a candidate will not tell gun owners where they stand in a primary, when they need our support, it's almost always an indicator of how that person would likely vote in Jeff City. And let's be honest, that's not a good sign. So when it comes to red flag gun seizures, we don't know where Brandon Phelps stands. Would he vote for it or against it? He won't tell us. That's not good news. Would he vote with the rhinos to repeal the Second Amendment Preservation Act, which is keeping Joe Biden at bay from forcing Missouri cops to enforce federal gun control laws? Brandon Phelps won't tell us. What about AR-15 bans? Every time we have a shooting, especially in St. Louis, crime-ridden, Democrat-controlled St. Louis, the media, the Democrats, and a growing number of rhinos say, we got to ban the AR-15. How would Brandon Phelps vote on that when the pressure mounts? He will not say. Waiting periods, same thing. What about letting foreign nationals possess firearms? We have federal courts now right across the river in Illinois who are saying that we have to allow foreign nationals who have never gone through any sort of a process, any sort of vetting, we have to give them firearms here in Missouri. We're trying to pass a bill to make sure that cannot happen. Would Brandon Phelps vote for it? We don't know because, again, Brandon Phelps will not say. So I thought maybe he just missed it. But you know what? We mailed it to him. We emailed it to him. And I believe if he gave us his phone number, I believe we texted it to him as well. Brandon Phelps is actively trying to keep his views on the Second Amendment from the voters. That is a straight up rhino, and he's not even trying to hide it. We went to his website as one last place to check and see where he stands on our gun rights. Nothing. There's nothing mentioned there when it comes to the Second Amendment. In fact, I was looking for an issues tab to see where he stands on all of the issues of the day. Nothing. There's nothing there on his website. Brandon Phelps, that's the story on him. It's not good. That brings up Matthew Sergent. Now, Matthew Sergent, for those who know him, is a pretty well-known conservative activist. I have seen him in Jeff City quite often in the Capitol working on various issues. And Matthew Sergent surveyed 100% pro-gun with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. What that means to us is not just that Matthew would vote pro-gun. It means that Matthew would lead in the fight for gun rights by sponsoring pro-gun bills. We don't want to see an entire building full of yes men who will vote the right way when they're told it's okay to do so. We have far too many of those as it is. What we need are fighters. We need champions, people who will lead in the fight for gun rights and force their rhino leaders to put gun bills on the floor. And that's what Matthew Sergent has pledged to do. Opposed to any form of red flag gun seizures, opposed to any effort to take away our AR-15s, 30-round magazines. He opposes waiting periods. He will adamantly fight to defend the Second Amendment Preservation Act. He will be the lead sponsor, he said, lead sponsor, mind you, on our bill to enhance stand your ground law. We have stand your ground law right now here in Missouri. Problem we have is that it's a pretty weakened version because here in Missouri, we're presumed guilty if we have to use our firearm in a self-defense situation. And that gives all the power to the state, to the prosecution when they come after you. In other states, dozens of states, even blue states like California, the gun owner is presumed innocent. And that's how it should be here in Missouri. That's one of our major focuses right now in Jeff City. And Matthew Sergent will sponsor that bill according to his candidate survey. Same thing for banning red flags. We want to ban red flags here in Missouri, not just vote them down on the floor, but make it illegal for anybody to take away your firearms unless you've been convicted of a disqualifying event, a disqualifying crime in a court where your due process rights are guaranteed. 100%, everything we asked him, Matthew Sergent is a fighter for the Second Amendment. So guys, if you see Matthew Sergent, thank this guy for being unashamedly, loudly 100% pro-gun. And if you see old shifty face here, Brandon Phelps, ask him, who do you think you are? You're running to be my representative, yet you're hiding your views on my gun rights. How do you think you can get away with that? Guys, ask him to sign the candidate survey, and then from there, we'll just have to see what he says. Guys, there's a lot more race breakdowns you can see right now on our website, our YouTube page, Facebook page, Twitter. Get online. There's a lot more content out there. Share it on social media. And to get involved in the fight today, go to joinmofc.com.